My name is Blair Thomas, and I'm a puppeteer. I started as a puppeteer when I was a kid. At around 10 or 11, I started to build some puppets. For the past 30 years, I've been making puppet shows in Chicago. I'm also the founder and artistic director of the Chicago International Puppet Theater Festival. And this is Machete, my cat. I grew up in Alabama, but I moved to Chicago after graduating from Oberlin College in Ohio. And about 7 years ago, my wife and my family, we moved here to southeastern Wisconsin. We have a small 5-acre farm. She's really the farmer, I'm the farmer's assistant. That affords me this studio barn to work in. On this production of Mr. and Mrs. Pennyworth, I am the puppet designer. It's a new script that Doug Hare from the company has written, and it's being produced by the Looking Glass Theater for the Chicago International Puppet Theater Festival in January. This is the second edition of the Chicago International Puppet Theater Festival, and this show, Mr. and Mrs. Pennyworth, is one of 20 performances that are happening as part of the festival. Often what happens with contemporary puppetry, when people who are interested in the arts come and see it for the first time, is they say, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Because what's happening in contemporary puppetry is live in front of you, mixing styles and mediums and aesthetics that is wholly new in its collection. But it's a very dynamic art form where there's different scales of puppetry that are being employed. And then Manual Cinema is also presenting shadow puppetry in this show as well. So there's a whole nother dimension. And shadow puppetry is a visual theater that cannot be accomplished in the cinema. So it's a very astounding kind of technique, and they're experts at it. I'm organizing the whole of the festival, and it's a collaboration. We have 25 different Chicago non-for-profit organizations who are helping us present these artists and these companies. We have companies coming from Korea and from France and the Netherlands and Canada, as well as Chicago and the other parts of the United States. The festival is happening at a variety of places. We're presenting works at the Victory Gardens Theater, at the Museum of Contemporary Art, at the Looking Glass Theater, at Lynx Hall, at the Neo-Futurarium, Beverly Arts Center, Columbia College Dance Center, as well as we're touring some stuff throughout the Chicago Park District, Adventure Stage, Chicago Children's Theater. There's several institutions that are participating. We are a city that's really poised to host an event as this festival because we have a huge indigenous theater audience, not a tourist theater audience. People who live in Chicago and the area love to go to see live theater. We've had a very positive response to the festival. The first year, we had over 14,000 people came to see performances during the 10 days. If you haven't been going to see puppetry since you were a kid, then you've got a great surprise for you by coming to any of the offerings at the festival. This live aesthetic, that's a storytelling technique that really is transportative. You're in the presence of the puppet, and the puppet, as an adult, you look at it and you go, I know that's not alive. But if the puppet has been well designed and is being well performed, you start to be deceived because you say, oh, I recognize that movement. In fact, oh, that looks very much like the movement of a wolf. This is one of the phenomena of puppetry.